What's good, y'all? This is Let's Get It with Coach Los. I'm your host, Coach Los AC, certified life and relationship coach that helps people fix or find the relationships they want. And this podcast covers the best relationship advice, tools, and action steps to get the results you want in your personal, professional, and of course, love life. So I hope you get a lot of value from the episode. And if you do, as always, remember to like and subscribe so you can be notified when I drop new episodes. Let's get it. Never take your ex back when they break up with you, leave you to go be with someone else, or at least they got with someone else really quick, their rebound relationship, right? And then I don't care whether it fell through or they came to see the light and realized they made a mistake and try to come back then, never take them back. And I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, I know it probably feels good that this person you didn't want to break up with in the first place, maybe you guys had some issues and some challenges, but you were never going to walk away, at least just yet, and they pulled the plug for you, right? To where you feel like they ripped out a huge part of yourself by leaving you, right? And so you wanted to work it out. So your heart still wants to say, hey, yeah, come on back. And so the fact that they are, choosing to come back to you now after they've gone out there and they've been with someone else makes you feel really good about yourself and validated, right? Makes you feel like, oh, they truly do see my value. They get it now. Or I'm better than whoever they were going to be with after me or thought they were going to be with that was going to be better than me. Oh, it's like a dopamine hit. And it could feel on some level reassuring that you actually are deserving of love, right? That you actually are as valuable as you thought you were because they awakened and woke up and they're coming back to you. This is exactly what your attachment style wants, right? Your attachment system is designed to hold on to your attachment figure because it's like a primal way of ensuring survival of your lineage, right? So whenever your ex walks away from you and they break up with you and they kind of rip away that security in a way, your system wants nothing more than to go get them back. But the reason why you should never take them back, you have to fight against that attachment system, is because them walking away from you in the first place and then getting with someone else really fast, whether they left you for someone or they left you and then just got with someone really quick, is saying so much in that action itself that is a very toxic future waiting for you if you go back to that person and if you accept them to come back into your life. Because their very act of leaving you, right? Instead of hanging in there to try to work through the difficulties and the challenges and try to figure it out with you instead of bailing, their act to leave shows a serious lack of commitment and emotional stability. Meaning when the going gets tough, they run away instead of leaning in to figure it out. That's not a team-oriented way of thinking. That's an individualized way of thinking. It's a selfish way of thinking. And that's largely because they don't have the emotional stability, meaning they don't have the emotional intelligence to learn how to navigate themselves best, to be able to bring a calm to themselves and work with you. And instead, it becomes overload for them and they pull away. And when that's a foundation they're operating with, it's going to create inconsistencies going forward if they do come back. And then it makes it really hard to rebuild trust. And then that brings me to the trust issues that are created through a circumstance like this. Not only did they just leave you and broke the trust you have that, hey, they're a reliable partner that's going to be there to have your back through thick and thin and you figure things out together, but they also chose someone else over you, right? Or if they did leave and didn't have someone, but then they found someone really quickly, then it's speaking to either they didn't care for you as much as they claimed they did to be able to move on and get with someone else, or they're unhealthy to the point where they're not good sitting in their own space and they need to have someone else to fill voids, which means they're extremely unhealthy and it's going to be an unhealthy person you're taking back if you take them back from this. And these two components alone starts to put into question their priorities, right? And it shows that they prioritize themselves over the well-being of the people that they claim they love or whoever they're with, being either you or this new person. And then now all sorts of doubts are built into you on whether they're going to leave you again, right? If they could leave you for someone else or get with someone else so easily, then what's going to be different to where they want to stay with you this time? Now you have anxiety in the back of your mind. Now you have the experience of being left already to remind you that I don't know if I'm so stable here with a person that's going to be 10 toes down with me to the end. But beyond just the priorities and the lack of, commitment and the emotional stability and the trust issues that get created in this type of situation, a huge component that you always have to be aware of when it comes to someone walking away from you and then getting into bed with someone else, right, really fast or in relationship wise, and it doesn't work out or whatever, and they're trying to come back to you now, is this is one of the biggest signs that they could be emotionally manipulating you. Meaning they're coming back not because they've recognized and saw the light now. They're coming back because something fell through on that other end and they're not good and stable on their own. And so for their own needs, right, to feel a sense of security and reassurance again, they come back to you. Because if nothing else, you were a stable, consistent partner that they knew was going to be there and they knew was always going to be someone that they can turn to, right? So they come back. Even sometimes they even believe themselves that they really want you back. But it's really because their needs, their attachment system is clamoring to clamor onto an attachment figure. And so they can come back and convince themselves, oh my gosh, I realized I see the light. I made this big mistake. I just want you back because you're the consistent stability person, right? When they leave and go be with someone else, that person may not put up with their stuff like like you did. They may not, let them just go do whatever the way that maybe you did, or they get to just be themselves and you'll still stay no matter what, unlike that other person. That other person may have walked away from them, right? And they can't handle being alone. So they come back to you and it becomes very manipulative to your emotions because they're pouring into you as if you're the one again, but it's really just out of their own selfish attempt to fill their own voids. But ultimately, you never take someone back that walks away from you and tries to move on so fast and then tries to come right back to preserve your own dignity, self-respect, and personal growth, right? You have to respect yourself if that other person does not. And I don't care how much you love them and you care for them. If they're going to operate the way they've done in the way this has gone, right? It's one thing if you guys fall out and, I still don't believe in people breaking up and getting back together. You stick in there till the end, right? Figure it out. But understand, sometimes you have clashings and you fall out for a second. But that doesn't mean when you fall out, that person goes and just tries to move on and get in a whole new relationship. That's toxic, right? So when that's the case, you have to recognize your value and respect yourself enough to not allow someone to go just walk away and have the gift of coming back and having your value in their life again after they've discarded you as if you are discardable. Because when you don't stand on your value and you do let them come back, then now you're speaking to yourself internally and telling yourself that you don't believe in your own sense of self-worth, right? You'll start building internal resentment that you'll push on your partner now, your ex coming back. You'll push it on them. You'll, be upset at them, have little triggering moments and all that stuff and don't know exactly why, or you'll, be mad of the fact that they left in the first place and all that stuff going on. But it's really because internally you're upset that you allowed them to toy with your value and then come back and have it again. And you get upset that you love them so much that you would let them come back, even though they kind of discarded you, right? And now you are trying to get that resentment for yourself off of your chest by building resentment for them. So you always need to recognize your worth and that you deserve someone that's going to commit to you wholly, right? And not leave you and try to move on fast and then trying to bounce back. That's not how it works when you value yourself. They can't be allowed to do that. And when you do take someone that's unhealthy like that back, you are instantly throwing yourself in a position where you can't grow from your experience and learn from the relationship experience you had with them the first time around. They're jumping right back into your ecosystem and they're confusing all your wires again. And you can't really get clarity on recognizing that they're not good for you in the first place, that they never probably were, right? You need time away from them and to stick in that and heal to start to realize that truth. So you don't want to repeating a pattern that gets you the same toxic results over and over again. If you need help building the confidence to not go back to your ex, a situation you know is going to be toxic for you, email me or DM me coaching and we will get to work if you're ready to put the work in. Let's get it.